What's going on, guys? It's your boy Jerome from JeromeWilderFitness.com. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about how the RAS can help you with losing weight. All right, let's get into the video. Now, the RAS, it's short for the Reticular Activation System. And what this does, it's actually a part of your brain located in the brain stem that acts as a filtration. It's almost like the secretary for your brain, because there's so much stimulus hitting us all at one time. There's literally thousands of noises, hundreds of thousands of noises and stimuluses that are occurring all at one given time. But if we were going to be able to to acknowledge all of those at once, we could not survive, because that's a lot of stimulus, right? So what it does is it filters out the things that are actually important to us. So it's like the secretary for your brain. So we want to make sure that we can make sure this RAS is programmed in such a way that makes weight loss effortless. Because most of us, we're programmed in a way that's self-sabotaging. Because here's the thing, the reticular activation system is going to give you more of what it is that you program yourself to believe. It works on beliefs. So if you believe you're stupid, what the RAS does, it starts finding more reasons to justify your quote unquote stupidity. So it literally has a job, and its job is to prove you right. If you want to say I am intelligent, it tries to find ways to prove that you are intelligent. So we have to be very, very intentional with how we talk about ourselves. You know, the Bible says life and death is in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat the fruit thereof. So it's actually scientifically proven that when you start speaking certain things, your brain is going to start proving you right. If through repetition, that that thing that you say goes deep into your heart at a subconscious level, right? So the first thing that the RAS does is it filters. So we want to say things like, I'm fit, I am healthy. And a cool thing that you can also do is ask yourself questions like, why am I fit? Why am I healthy? Because a lot of times when we say I am this over and over again, your mind says that's bullcrap, that's baloney. No, you're fat, you're out of shape, you're depressed. So if you say you want to lose 50 pounds or you want to get fit, you have to ask yourself, how am I fit? What makes me fit? And then you have to answer that question. So maybe you eat right. Maybe you watch video testimonials of people who have lost weight. Maybe, you work out. Whatever it is, maybe you jog, maybe you walk. But what happens is your reticular activation system needs to find evidence to back up that claim. So we need to give it more and more and more and more evidence. Well, it already finds the evidence, but we need to basically continue to reinforce the things that we want so it finds more evidence to prove us right. Does that make sense? So it's super key. Number two is responsible for attention. So you ever notice if you get a new car, it looks almost like that car has been offloaded everywhere. Like you start seeing the car all over the place, right? Like they just unloaded a bunch of them, but it's because the reticular activation system will focus your attention on those things that are in your subconscious mind, okay? The subconscious mind and the RAS, they work in tandem. They work in tandem. So we need to make sure that the things we are allowing to get deep into our subconscious are those things that we want to always come back in our face. Because the Bible says it best, that and only that which a man soweth, that will he reap. So the harvest in our lives are a byproduct of the things that we are presently attending to. Let me repeat that. The harvest that we are reaping in our life right now is based on what we are attending to. So what do we want to attend to? Do we want to focus on the fact that we're out of shape? Do we want to focus on the fact that, the scale is high, that our clothes don't fit the way we want, that we don't look, the way we want in pictures? No, of course not. We want to focus on the fit version of us. We want to focus on the healthy, disciplined version of us, the happy, consistent version of us. That's what we want to focus on. So we need to yield. We need to yield to that greater version of us versus the lower, lesser version, because then guess what? We're going to start seeing things congruent with the greater version. We're going to start seeing opportunities to eat healthy. We're going to start no longer see the, junk food at the grocery store, but rather we're going to see that healthy food because our attention now is going to be directed that way. Um, the third thing is arousal and alertness. So this is easy to explain with sexual arousal, right? That's something that occurs subconsciously because not everyone finds everybody attractive. So if you find a person attractive, or let's say not attractive, you probably wouldn't get sexually aroused around them, right? Because your subconscious does not connect physical, sexual, sensual attraction with that person, right? Now, you may be around someone that you do find attractive. And now what happens? If you're a man, the blood flows to the penis. If you're a woman, the blood flows to the vagina and other places, right? So realizing that that is because of your subconscious. So it's not just sexual organs that get aroused and get on alert in the body, right? So realizing that the compulsion to want to eat bad food is a sense of arousal. Like I'm aroused to eat crap. I'm aroused to be lazy and watch TV. I'm aroused to neglect my necessities, or not my necessities, my priorities. My bad. But that happens. That happens. So we need to, again, reprogram what is important to you. What do we want for our life? We need to visualize it. We need to imagine. I'm going to go over that stuff quickly, but we need to be able to change what it is that gets us aroused, because then we start taking new actions. Then ultimately we get new results, right? We start working out. We look more toned, more defined. We start eating right. Again, the body fat starts to drop, energy's high, skin gets clear, like all of these crazy benefits. All right. And number 4, the RAS is habit formation. So when you are filtering out things and the attention to those things are, in an abundance, and now you're getting aroused and alert and you're acting on things. Now there's a habit that gets formed based on all of these experiences. So now you keep repeating, repeating, and repeating this cycle. That's why certain emotions are habits, certain ways of thinking. I'm not saying that, emotions don't fluctuate, but generally we have a emotional disposition. That's a habit. If you wake up all the time and you're usually sad, that's a habit. If you're usually happy, that's a habit. Enjoy, that's a habit. Sad, depressed, angry, that is also a habit. So we want to make sure that the emotions that are formed, the habits that are formed, are ones of bliss, of joy, of love, of enthusiasm, because then that's going to allow us to take actions that are actually in line with our purpose. Remember, the God that created this earth is a good God, which means that he has good for you, but we have to be energetically lined up, aligned with God's way of thinking. We need to think like God. That's why the Bible says we have the mind of Christ, because lining up our thinking with God will allow us to start taking actions that get us closer to our God-given purpose, our God-given destiny, versus allowing ourselves to be subjected to the emotions of the devil. And that is ultimately going to destroy our life, because there's certain habits that come from him. There's certain ones that come from God. So we need to make sure that we are attending to the right things and not the things that destroy us. All right. This is really going to help. This is a game changer. If you like this video, drop a like, comment, share this with somebody that needs to lose weight, that needs to get fit. I want to help 1,000 people lose 50 plus pounds this year. That is my goal. So let's make it a reality. Spread the word, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.